Waking up at night to rush to the bathroom might seem harmless, but over time, it drains your energy, disrupts your hormones, and chips away at your health. There is a natural way to calm your bladder and reclaim your nights, and it starts with understanding one critical detail almost everyone overlooks. Imagine waking up once, twice, even 3 times every single night just to visit the bathroom. You try to go back to sleep, but your mind is racing, your body restless. The hours pass, the night slips away, and by morning, you feel like you've barely slept. This is the reality for millions of people, especially adults over 40, who suffer from a condition known as nocturia. It might seem like a minor inconvenience, but this constant interruption of sleep can slowly drain your energy, affect your mood, and even weaken your immune system. You might think this is just a part of getting older, or maybe it's the result of drinking too much water before bed. But the truth is, there's a deeper story going on inside your body. Nocturia isn't just about the bladder, it's a signal, a symptom, a warning light on the dashboard of your health. It's your body's way of saying, something isn't right. What many people don't realize is how tightly your bladder function is connected to your nervous system, your hormones, and even your lifestyle habits. From what you eat at dinner, to when you stop consuming caffeine, and even how you manage stress, all of it influences how your bladder behaves when night falls. And here's something most people don't know. Regularly interrupted sleep due to nocturia has been associated with increased risks of cardiovascular issues, insulin resistance, and even cognitive decline over time. Not because nocturia causes these problems directly, but because poor sleep and inflammation set the stage for long-term imbalance. It all begins quietly, almost invisibly, with 1 or 2 nightly awakenings. And then it builds. What's truly shocking is that many common behaviors in American households contribute to this problem. Think about that evening coffee, or the soda with dinner, the late-night binge on salty snacks, or that quick frozen meal high in preservatives. These might feel harmless, or even comforting at the end of a long day, but they're quietly triggering irritation in the bladder lining, increasing fluid retention, and throwing your natural nighttime hormone cycle off balance. But here's the good news. There's a path forward. A natural, gentle way to calm the bladder, reduce the number of times you wake up at night, and finally reclaim your rest. This is not about quick fixes or miracle cures. It's about understanding what your body needs and giving it exactly that. And the best part? There's an infusion made from natural ingredients that has been used for generations to support bladder health and promote a peaceful night's sleep. But, and this is very important, this infusion only works if it's prepared correctly. The wrong proportions, the wrong time of day, or mixing it with the wrong foods could reduce its effectiveness or even cause discomfort. That's why I want to walk you through this, step by step, so you can do it right from the beginning. Because when it comes to your health, precision matters, especially when using natural remedies. And since this is about something as vital as your sleep and your long-term well-being, I urge you to stay with me until the end. There's a very specific bonus tip I'll share that most people miss, but it's a key part of accelerating your results naturally and safely. And just to be clear, if you continue ignoring these nightly signals your body is sending, you may be unknowingly setting the stage for deeper complications. No need for panic, but awareness is powerful, and it's exactly what will help you take back control. Let's begin by paying attention, by making intentional choices, and by reconnecting with the natural tools that have supported human health for centuries. Your journey to quieter nights and brighter days starts now. And trust me, what comes next is one of the most revealing aspects of this process. It explains why your bladder stays active when your body is trying to rest, and how you can reverse that naturally. Skipping it won't just delay your results. It might also lead you down a path where even natural remedies stop working as they should. So stay with me. Your bladder isn't supposed to keep you up at night. In fact, the human body is designed to slow down urine production during sleep. There's even a specific hormone called antidiuretic hormone, or ADH, that increases naturally in the evening to help your kidneys reabsorb water and reduce the need to urinate overnight. So when you find yourself waking up once or more during the night to go to the bathroom, it means something in this system isn't working as it should. And the reasons why might surprise you. Let's start with something most people don't associate with bladder function at all: magnesium. This essential mineral supports over 300 biochemical reactions in the body, and one of them is the relaxation of smooth muscles, including those that line your bladder. When magnesium levels are low, the bladder can become more sensitive, irritable, and prone to contractions that make you feel the urge to urinate even when your bladder isn't full. What makes this even more relevant is the fact that many adults in the US are magnesium deficient, often without knowing it. Diets heavy in processed foods, soft drinks high in phosphates, and even chronic stress can deplete your magnesium stores. And if you frequently wake up to urinate at night, your body might be trying to tell you that it needs this crucial mineral. But that's just one piece of the puzzle. Another critical factor is your circadian rhythm, your internal clock that regulates your sleep-wake cycle. When you stay up late, stare at screens past midnight, or sleep in inconsistent patterns, your body struggles to produce the right hormones at the right times. That includes not just melatonin, but also ADH. The result? Your kidneys keep filtering fluids like it's the middle of the day, and your bladder never gets the memo that it's supposed to rest. Add to this the common American habit of eating late-night snacks, especially salty or sugary foods, and you have a recipe for nighttime disruption. Salt increases fluid retention, and your body naturally tries to flush out excess sodium once you lie down. That puts extra pressure on your bladder during the very hours you're trying to sleep. Combine this with a diet low in fiber, and your gut health also suffers. And when the gut is inflamed or sluggish, it creates pressure in the abdominal area, which can irritate the bladder. Yes, your gut and bladder are more connected than you think. In fact, studies have shown that people with irritable bowel symptoms or chronic constipation are more likely to experience nocturia. Why? Because the intestines and bladder share a close neighborhood in your body. When one is inflamed, bloated, or out of sync, the other often reacts. So if you haven't considered your digestion as a factor in your nighttime awakenings, now is the time to do so. This is why natural solutions that focus only on the bladder often fall short. You need to address the whole system: mineral balance, sleep rhythm, dietary triggers, and digestive health. That's what creates lasting change. Not a quick fix, but a gentle realignment of your body's natural processes. You may be wondering, is it possible to calm this entire system without medications or invasive procedures? And the answer is yes. When you give your body the right support, that means combining lifestyle changes with the right natural compounds. And one of these compounds, found in a simple but powerful herb, has been shown to soothe bladder nerves, reduce inflammation, and support nighttime rest. But here's the catch. Many people use this herb incorrectly. They either steep it too long, add sweeteners that irritate the system, or combine it with ingredients that cancel out its benefits. That's why understanding the correct way to prepare and consume it is just as important as the ingredient itself. We're getting close to that solution. But first, we need to explore what you're putting into your body that could be undoing all your efforts. Because even the most powerful natural remedy won't help if your daily habits are working against it. The next insight might seem obvious at first, but the science behind it reveals a hidden culprit that silently blocks your path to a quiet night's sleep. And ignoring it may not only limit your progress, it could also lead to frustrating, unintended consequences over time. So stay with me. When you start addressing the true root causes of nocturia, like mineral imbalances, circadian rhythm disruption, and digestive inflammation, something remarkable begins to happen. The body doesn't just react passively, it responds. It starts finding its way back to balance. But here's where many people fall short. They stop at lifestyle changes and never discover the powerful synergy of herbs that can gently yet effectively calm the bladder. Let's talk about those herbs. For centuries, certain plants have been used across different cultures to support urinary tract health. But not all herbs are created equal, and not all of them are suited for this specific purpose. What we're looking for are herbs with anti-inflammatory, diuretic, and muscle-relaxing properties. And even more importantly, herbs that work together, not against each other. Take chamomile, for example. This gentle flower does more than help you sleep. It acts as a mild anti-inflammatory and antispasmodic agent, helping to relax the bladder muscles and soothe irritation. But by itself, it may not be enough. That's where pumpkin seeds come in. These tiny, nutrient-packed seeds are rich in zinc, omega-3s, and phytosterols, natural compounds that support the integrity of the bladder wall and may even help reduce urgency. Another lesser-known but powerful ally is uva-ursi, also known as bearberry leaf. This plant contains a compound called arbutin, which has antimicrobial and astringent effects. When used correctly, it can help reduce mild inflammation in the urinary tract and create an environment less prone to irritation. Now here's where it gets interesting. When these three ingredients are combined in the right proportions, they create a multi-layered effect, calming the bladder muscles, reducing inflammation, and supporting the tissues of the urinary tract. But the real secret is not just in the ingredients themselves, it's in how and when you use them. Most people make the mistake of treating these herbs like a standard tea. They boil the water, toss the herbs in, and let them steep for too long or not long enough. Or worse, they use tea bags that contain fillers or dried herbs that have lost their potency. In some cases, they sweeten the infusion with sugar or honey, not realizing that even natural sugars can trigger bladder sensitivity in some individuals. And because these ingredients have real physiological effects, incorrect use can lead to disappointment or even mild discomfort. For example, uva-ursi should not be used continuously for long periods, and the pumpkin seed component works best when it's finely ground to release its active nutrients. This is why precision is key. It's not just what you take, but how you take it. When prepared properly, this herbal infusion can become a safe, natural tool to support bladder health and reduce nighttime awakenings. Not by forcing the body to do something unnatural, but by encouraging it to do what it's already designed to do: rest, recover, and maintain balance. And this approach stands in contrast to over-the-counter products that often focus only on symptom relief. Here, you're working with your body, not against it. You're choosing to respect its signals and guide it back to equilibrium gently, using knowledge that has stood the test of time. But there's something you should know. Even the most powerful herbal combination can be rendered useless if your daily habits are secretly sabotaging your progress. Many people don't realize that simple, everyday choices, from what they drink at dinner to how late they eat, can silently counteract everything they're doing right. So before we talk about the exact preparation method, which you'll absolutely want to get right, we need to look at these hidden blockers. Because what you're doing outside of your herbal routine may be quietly disrupting your nights. The next step is critical, and it might involve letting go of certain evening rituals that feel harmless, but are, in reality, irritating your bladder and preventing true rest. Ignoring this next insight won't just slow down your progress. It could even cause the very symptoms you're trying to avoid. You might be doing everything right, choosing the correct herbs, preparing them thoughtfully, drinking the infusion regularly, but still not seeing the results you hoped for. That can be deeply frustrating. But in many cases, the reason has nothing to do with the herbs themselves. It has everything to do with what's happening around them. Let's take a closer look at some of the most common habits that silently sabotage bladder health. One of the biggest offenders is caffeine. And not just the obvious sources like coffee or energy drinks, but hidden ones too. Dark chocolate, green tea, and even some over-the-counter pain relievers. Caffeine is a known bladder irritant. It stimulates the muscles that surround the bladder and can lead to increased urgency and frequency, especially when consumed in the afternoon or evening. Then there are carbonated beverages. Whether it's soda, sparkling water, or tonic, the bubbles themselves can trigger sensitivity in some individuals. Combined with artificial sweeteners, which are often found in diet sodas and low-calorie drinks, you have a formula that primes the bladder for irritation and restlessness at night. Another sneaky culprit? Acidic foods. Tomatoes, citrus fruits, spicy dishes, and vinegar-based dressings can all contribute to bladder discomfort. If you find yourself waking up multiple times after a dinner that included tomato sauce or hot peppers, it might not be a coincidence. These foods can alter the pH of your urine and aggravate the sensitive lining of the bladder. And we can't ignore salt. Excess sodium doesn't just affect blood pressure, it also leads to fluid retention. Then, When you finally lie down at night, your body starts to rebalance and eliminate that extra fluid, placing more pressure on the bladder just when you're trying to sleep. Now, consider the timing of your last meal. Eating too close to bedtime not only interferes with digestion, but also increases the chance that food-related triggers will still be active in your system as you try to rest. Late-night snacking is a common habit in many American households, often involving processed or high-sodium foods. This combination is especially problematic for anyone trying to reduce nocturia. But perhaps the most underestimated factor is hydration timing. Drinking water throughout the day is essential, but if most of your fluid intake happens in the evening, it puts a heavy load on your bladder during the hours when it's supposed to be resting. The trick isn't to drink less overall, it's to redistribute your water intake so that you're staying well hydrated earlier in the day and easing off in the hours before bedtime. All of this points to a central truth. Your bladder doesn't operate in isolation. It's deeply affected by what you eat, what you drink, and when you do both. And while herbs can provide incredible support, they can't compensate for habits that constantly work against your progress. That's why this journey is about more than just one remedy. It's about creating the right environment for your body to heal and reset. That means reducing or eliminating bladder irritants, respecting your natural rhythm, and making choices that align with your body's needs, especially in the evening hours. This isn't about restriction, it's about awareness. Knowing how your body reacts to certain triggers empowers you to make better choices, not because you're being forced to, but because you want better sleep, better focus, and better mornings. And here's where things start to shift. Once you clean up the terrain, removing the common irritants and adjusting the timing of your meals and fluids, your body becomes much more receptive to the benefits of natural remedies. It's like opening the window and letting fresh air in. The herbal infusion can now do what it was meant to do: calm, soothe, restore. But there's one final piece missing. Up until now, we've explored the causes, the biology, the solutions, and the blockers. What remains is the exact preparation method: how to combine the herbs, when to drink the infusion, and how to avoid the most common preparation errors. That information is vital. Not getting it right may not only delay your results, it could lead to mild but avoidable side effects or discomfort, especially if used too frequently or improperly. That's why the next step is one of the most important in this entire process, and it's essential for anyone serious about lasting relief and real restorative sleep. Now that you've cleared the path by reducing irritants, adjusting your hydration timing, and giving your body the calm it needs, your system is primed for restoration. And this is exactly when the natural infusion we've been preparing to talk about can do its best work. It's not magic, and it's not a miracle cure. It's science meeting tradition. And when done right, it gently supports your bladder, promotes restful sleep, and aligns your body's signals again. Let's walk through the precise method of preparation. This isn't just about boiling herbs and hoping for the best. It's about understanding the nature of each ingredient and respecting its role in the blend. Start with 1 teaspoon of dried chamomile flowers. Not the generic teabag kind. Those are often too weak and processed. Choose whole, organic chamomile blossoms. Then add 1 teaspoon of finely ground pumpkin seeds. These seeds should be raw, unsalted, and ground just before use to preserve their oils and nutrients. The third ingredient is half a teaspoon of dried uva-ursi leaves. This herb is potent and should be used with care. Small amounts, short-term use only. Now, gently heat 250 ml of water until it reaches about 80 degrees Celsius, just below boiling. If you boil the water, you risk degrading the delicate compounds in the chamomile and altering the properties of the other ingredients. Place the herbs into a ceramic or glass container, pour the hot water over them, and cover with a lid or small plate. This step is essential to trap the essential oils and volatile compounds. Let the infusion steep for exactly 10 minutes. Use a timer. Too little time, and you miss key compounds. Too much time, and the mixture may become too strong, especially due to the uva-ursi. Once the time is up, strain the infusion with a fine mesh or cloth to remove all solids. The taste will be earthy, slightly bitter, and calming. Drink this infusion about 1 hour before bedtime. Do not pair it with food, desserts, or other beverages. Let it work on an empty stomach to maximize absorption and minimize interference. For best results, use this preparation no more than 4 times per week. This allows the uva-ursi to be effective without overloading your system. What should you expect? In the beginning, a gentle sense of calm, followed by less urgency before bed. Over time, you may notice fewer interruptions during the night. It's not about forcing the bladder to behave. It's about supporting the body to regain its natural rhythm. The calmness you feel isn't sedation, it's balance. It's also important to observe your body's response. If you notice increased thirst, mild digestive shifts, or changes in urination patterns, these are often signs that your system is adapting. Stay consistent, but always listen to your body. This is not about dependency. It's about reconnection. One final word of caution. Don't increase the dose. More is not better. Respect the proportions, and you'll respect your body's timing. If you're under medical treatment or have chronic kidney issues, consult your physician before using any herbal remedy, even gentle ones like these. What makes this blend work isn't just the ingredients. It's the intention, the timing, the ritual of preparation. In a world of rushed fixes and pharmaceutical shortcuts, this small, deliberate act of self-care becomes powerful. And yet, there is one more layer. Something simple, often overlooked, but proven to boost the effectiveness of this entire routine. A natural ingredient that works behind the scenes to reduce inflammation, improve nutrient absorption, and support nighttime repair. Most people never think to include it in this process, but once they do, the difference becomes undeniable. It's the bonus we promised. And not knowing it won't just limit your results. It could mean missing out on the full potential of everything we've built so far. So don't stop here. Sometimes it's the smallest changes that make the biggest difference. You've learned how to prepare the infusion with intention and care, how to avoid daily habits that sabotage your progress, and how to align your body with its natural rhythms. But now comes the final touch, the detail that often separates average results from transformational ones. Let's talk about a powerful natural compound that not only complements the infusion, but also amplifies its effects across multiple systems in the body. Turmeric. Turmeric contains curcumin, a compound known for its anti-inflammatory, antioxidant, and tissue-soothing properties. When used in small amounts, it doesn't just target one area, it creates systemic support. That means it helps reduce the subtle inflammation that can affect the bladder, the kidneys, and even the nervous system. And when your body is less inflamed, everything functions more smoothly, including your sleep. But here's the key. Curcumin alone isn't easily absorbed by the body. That's why it must be paired with a pinch of black pepper. Piperine, the active compound in black pepper, can increase curcumin absorption by up to 2,000%. It's one of those small additions that changes everything. Here's how to do it safely and effectively. Add just a pinch of ground turmeric, about 1/8 of a teaspoon, and an equally small pinch of freshly ground black pepper to the infusion after it is steeped and been strained. Stir gently and let it sit for a minute. Don't add it while the water is too hot, as extreme heat can degrade the curcumin. This small step enhances the anti-inflammatory properties of the entire drink without overwhelming its taste or altering its calming effect. Some people may notice a slight warming sensation or mild change in flavor, but it should not be spicy or uncomfortable. If it is, reduce the amount of pepper next time. This isn't about intensity, it's about harmony. Why does this matter so much? Because nighttime is when your body goes into repair mode. Hormones are released, tissues are regenerated, and systems reset. By reducing low-grade inflammation before sleep, you allow these processes to work more efficiently. You're not just calming the bladder, you're calming the entire ecosystem your bladder is part of. And there's more. Turmeric and pepper, taken consistently in small amounts, may also support liver detoxification, promote better digestion, and ease muscle tension. All factors that influence how your body feels and functions during the night. This means fewer aches, fewer signals sent to the brain that something is wrong, and fewer interruptions in your deep sleep cycles. But remember, balance is everything. This bonus addition should be used no more than 3 or 4 nights a week, ideally alternating with nights when the infusion is taken without it. This gives your body space to benefit without overexposure. If you're currently on blood thinners or have a history of gallbladder issues, consult your healthcare provider first, just to be safe. What you've built here isn't just a nightly drink, it's a complete system of support. You've learned to listen to your body, to choose ingredients with purpose, and to bring intention into the quiet moments before sleep. This is where true wellness begins, not with force, but with understanding. As you continue on this path, you might find that your nights grow quieter, your mornings feel lighter, and your relationship with your own health begins to shift. You're no longer managing symptoms, you're nurturing systems. You're not chasing quick results, you're building long-term resilience. Let this be your reminder that small, consistent actions can reshape your entire experience of health. Share this knowledge with someone who might need it. Encourage those around you to pay closer attention to their bodies, to reconnect with what feels natural, and to rediscover the power of simple things done with care. And if this journey has inspired you, take a moment to reflect on what you've achieved. You didn't wait for change to come. You created it, with awareness, with patience, and with the kind of wisdom that doesn't come from shortcuts, but from paying attention to what truly works. The better sleep, reduced urgency, and deeper calm are only the beginning. Keep going, keep learning, and keep sharing. Your body will thank you for it.